All right, hey guys, thanks everybody for jumping in here today. I know this has been somewhat of an anticipated show here today because, well, we are going to talk finally a little bit about living history and stuff here at the 160th Battle of Gettysburg, the PCWA 160th Battle of Gettysburg Re-enactment. So, really quick, guys, we do what we always do here when you jump in. Just tell me where you're watching from. Tell me your name. Sometimes it pops up with your name. Sometimes it doesn't. So just tell me what your name is and tell me where you're watching from and say hi. There we go. There's Walter. There's Carmen. Hey, guys. Thanks for jumping in. Hi, Patricia. It's good to see you, as always. So also, please, if you're a reenactor, you belong to some reenactor groups, or if you're not, if you just belong to whatever, share this information out there, guys. Hit that share button. Please put this in your reenactor groups. It's a huge help for us if you do that. So we'd appreciate that. How you doing, Jake? It's always good to see you. Hello, Deborah Savage. It's good to see you. The wife. Hey, babe. And Vanessa, it's good to see you. Thanks for jumping in. Clifton, Tennessee, the soap lady. How you doing? All right, it's good to see you guys. Thanks for jumping in here. Also, guys, if you get an opportunity, please check out my network. It's BB3TV on Facebook, so it's facebook.com/BB3TV. Jump on over there and check out some of the programming, guys. There's a lot of cool shows, a lot of good podcasts going on over there. And also check out Paranormal Brew. Terry Kerper's got a really cool thing going on over there if you're into the paranormal and it's weird and strange. Who isn't into that? I am. It's amazing. It's a lot of fun, so go check it out over there at Paranormal Brew. It's a great place to hang out. So guys, too, while we're checking in here, how you doing, Randall? It's good to see you, 26 North Carolina. All right. How you doing, V? It's good to see you. Hey, Facebook user. Can't see who you are, but thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Charlie, Bethlehem, pretty close to home. How you doing, David? Thanks for jumping in. All right, guys, go ahead and keep jumping in here and putting in where you're from here. And in the meantime, guys, also what I want you to do is you can see I could put your comments and your questions up on the screen. While we're doing, of course it is. Hey, while we're doing the show, we will post your questions, anything that you have up here on the screen, and we will tackle that stuff all together. So guys, today, as you guys know, we do these shows to keep you guys informed. We post a lot of stuff on the 160th Battle of Gettysburg, or PCWA 160th Battle of Gettysburg group page on Facebook, but we're going to introduce you to a couple of other little pages that we got going here kind of as a side shoot. And we post a lot of information on that stuff, but we still get a ton of questions. So we do these shows to give you guys an opportunity to interact with us and talk and ask us questions directly. Yes, thank you. Lee put the hat together for us. One of our board members, Lee, works at Legacy Hats, and he had these made up with our logo. It's pretty awesome. How you doing, Pat? All right, guys. So we're going to go ahead and get jumping right in here, guys. Today, my guest is Mekaela Carter. She has come in at the last hour of this event. So she has just, it's like standing in front of a wall with a line of weapons pointed at you. It's like the firing squad. And she stepped up and she's doing this. And she's taken over the living history and the coordinating of the civilians and things of that nature because we had some shuffling around in the organization. So without further ado, guys, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to introduce you guys to Mekaela Carter. How you doing, Mekaela?
Hey, y'all.
Thanks for jumping in here today and being a part of the show. And also, like from me specifically, and I know everybody else who is a member of the PCWA, we sincerely do appreciate you and coming in here and like taking the heat like you really have. And so we sincerely do appreciate that.
Yeah, no, it's been a really big honor. No, I can't believe I'm here for the 160th. Hi, Facebook user. I don't know who that is, but I'm guessing it's probably somebody that knows me. So I don't know, where do you want to start? I know that we've gotten a ton of questions and there's a lot of them. Hi, Lisa.
So let's start here. Okay. There's a lot of people that don't know you. How you doing, Jim? There's a lot of people that don't know you. So just tell us a little bit about yourself. Let's talk a little bit about like when you got into Civil War reenacting, and let's talk a little bit about how you decided to kind of go to the immersive route. Let's talk a little bit about you, and then we'll jump into the other stuff.
Okay, so Believe it or not, this is actually going into my 5th year reenacting. I know it doesn't sound like a long time, but I'll tell you what, like I'm one of those people that I'm all or nothing. So I went in and I met this group of ladies. It was the Cincinnati Ladies Living History Society. You say that, 3 times fast. And they were actually one of the very first progressive groups ever, just for ladies. And so I really hit the ground running, and they did a lot of regular, like, mainstream things, but they were a very progressive group. So I would not be where I'm at if it wasn't for them. So I got started with them literally my second year with them. I became vice president. 3rd year with them, I was president. I started planning, I think I planned my first national level event, probably my 2nd year in the hobby. 3rd year, I'm running my own civilian group. I'm planning my own civilian only events. And if it wasn't for my friends and the Amaranth Society, I wouldn't be where I'm at now. So I'm just really thankful for everyone that I've been surrounded with. And that's pretty much like how I've gotten here. If it wasn't for the support and I would say like the luck that I've had to be surrounded by everybody.
That's outstanding. And listen, your luck has been my luck. I'll tell you, we met through a mutual acquaintance, Bobby Smalls over there at Homespun, and, and Bobby and Homespun jumping in, and the rest of those folks over there helping us out in our hour of need. We are so grateful for them. And we are definitely supporting Homespun Historical Ventures and everything that they're doing. Guys, you need to go to their website and check out what they have going on, because they have pretty awesome events going on over there too. I don't have it laid out in front of me right now. Unfortunately, I'm a little unprepared because I came home from work and jumped right in here. It's like, man, I didn't have a chance. I usually get time to kind of gear up, but I didn't have that today. But go to, what is it? Do you know Historical Home Venture? Is it historical?
Homespun Historical Ventures. So, and I'm actually the civilian coordinator for them as well. But I am not part of their planning for this event. I actually, when he told me that Homespun was coming on for this, I was just like, hey, let me know how I can help. But it was not I did not come onto this as part of Homespun. Gotcha.
Either way, we're glad to have you. So
yeah,
they're doing an event of Lee's Retreat from Gettysburg. That's going to be an awesome. That's going to be an awesome event.
Yeah,
so, yeah. And I will say, we are Patriots of the Civil War Association is looking into 2 other events. Stay tuned for the announcement on those coming up. It's not going to be tonight, but I will tell you we are working on 2 other events, and it's pretty exciting stuff. It's late war stuff. It's Virginia stuff. So stay tuned for that coming up here in the future. But jumping into Gettysburg, okay. One of the things that I think people realize when we're talking about Gettysburg is kind of the mecca of the entire Civil War. It was a huge turning point. I mean, everybody around the globe. I mean, we're getting people to this event from Norway, Switzerland, Sweden. Germany, Poland. I mean, there are people coming from everywhere because everybody knows Gettysburg. So that's a huge responsibility for folks like you and me, because, we're coordinating something that has massive implications. So, very important. So you and I, in our personal conversations with each other, we understand what is good, what is right, and what we're looking for.
Is kind of like planning the Civil War Super Bowl, if you want to look at it like that. This is the Super Bowl of Civil War reenacting.
It really is. Perfect analogy, because it's really what it is. So passions kind of go a little fiery, and when you post one thing without writing out an entire paragraph or 2 pages of context, I mean, it's like people get really upset. They get very passionate about that. The purpose of today's show is we kind of want to, get through some of those murky waters and try to answer some questions, make people understand that you guys just got here, and you've got here in the 11th hour. And thank God you did. But what you did is you picked you picked this up and you're like running with it, balls to the wall, and you're doing an incredible job. Okay. But people are not giving you the opportunity. And this is what I'm personally asking anybody who's watching this right now. Please understand, Mekaela and her team just got here. Please give her a chance to do what she's here to do. Let her work on what she's got to set up a lot of stuff. She's setting up what, 2 different civilian camps, I think, right?
Yeah, so
right?
different civilian camps. And I also want to say that coming onto this, we literally started from scratch. So we got nothing from the former civilian coordinator. We picked it up literally from nothing. So this is as if we would have started this project a year ago from nowhere. So we were just like, here you go, you're the civilian coordinator, and now we get to start all over from scratch, and we have 4 months to do it instead of a year or 2 years to do it. So we are literally, I have 3 other people working with me, and we are literally working 24 hours a day. So thankfully, we all have different working schedules, and a lot of us have flexible working schedules. So we are literally working 24 hours a day, and I am very proud of where my team has come in a week, but we still have a long way to go. So if I'm just asking for a little bit more patience. Thankfully, the event is not happening tomorrow. It's not happening next week. We still do have 4 months. So when I don't have an answer for you just yet, I will have it well before the event. I just don't have it today.
Right. And again, we're trying to coordinate a multitude of different things. It's not like you are just dealing with one aspect of living history. And this is kind of where the passions are getting a little overheated here. It's like, well, what about the military aspect of living history? What about the medical aspect of living history? And here's the thing. And this is where we really need to be coming across as clearly as we possibly can. Why don't you kind of take over here a little bit and just talk about what your plan is for the entire living history and how you envision this thing going?
Okay, so I don't want to give up too many details because I do want a lot of this to be a surprise. But there are going to be a lot of scenarios going on. And there's going to be a lot of times where, at least in one of the camps, there's going to be a lot of pandemonium going on. So we're going to have a lot of scenarios. And so for the Authentic Living History Camp, there's going to be a lot of movement. There's a lot of moving parts going on. I'm going to be working a lot with the military, a lot with medical military. I'm hopefully going to be working some with CAV. I do know that I can say that with Friday, I'm going to be working with artillery. Also, Saturday night, there's going to be a battle scenario going on. But like I said, I don't want to give away too much because I want genuine reactions from everyone. And then as far as the family camp, because a lot of the stuff that's going to be going on in the Authentic camp, it's not going to be appropriate for children. And I'm talking about, like, we have a lot of kids that we know that come from families who have kids that are used to seeing some of these things. But you know what? Some of the things that are going to be going on aren't necessarily appropriate for kids to be seeing. And I know these kids, and I know that they're not necessarily used to seeing those things. So we're not even talking about kids that aren't used to seeing those things. So they're going to be better off in a place where they're going to be stationary. It's going to be a little bit quieter. It's going to be a little bit safer. And then we also have Jan Kroon, who stepped up to manage that area. So she's got her, she's going to be doing the quilting display. We've got crafters over there. I know that there was quite a few people interested in doing, displaying their other crafts that they're doing, some fair stuff. A lot of really cool stuff going on over there in the Pennsylvania home front area. So that's going to be our family camp and our crafter display area. And then we have the civilians of Baltimore Street, which is going to be our authentic and scenario camp. I hope I explained that. If you have questions, maybe we can clarify it a little bit by through that.
No, I think you did fine, but we still didn't touch on.
Okay.
And if you did, maybe I missed it because I'm reading comments, but we didn't touch on what about the military medical scenario.
Okay, so military medical, like I said, I really didn't want to give it away too much. But we will be working with Trevor Steinbach and Bob Sontag. Sorry, I keep messing up their names in my head. but I'm going to be working with them coming this week to really finalize a lot of the stuff going on with them. But we're hoping to have a hospital set up with them, because there was that hospital just right down the street from us, right? So right down at the end of Baltimore Street, we had that hospital set up at the church, and that's what we were hoping to bring to life. Again, today is not the day I have the answer for that, but this week I should have some answers.
Okay, so answer this question from Jim.
Okay.
I think you already did.
Okay, yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm interested in the civilian side of those pivotal days where you're playing John Burns, the Spangler, the Bliss family. Okay, so are you looking?
Answered it. You already answered it. So what he's asking, what are you doing? What is your portrayal? And you already answered it by
so we're looking to portray the civilians of Baltimore Street. So what we want to do is we want to bring to life for not just the spectators, but the people who are in the civilians of Baltimore camp. We want to bring to life the war for them as they saw it, not only just through their windows, but through their front doors. And as they were walking up and down the street that day, when they started seeing those soldiers come through town and those horses coming through town and the injured and the sick and what they had to do with them.
Right. Exactly.
And like I said, I don't want to give away a lot of details because I want genuine reactions.
Absolutely. And this is going to be organic. A lot of this stuff is just going to kind of happen. So, you know what I mean? Always thinking, like, be in the mindset that you're in 1863 Gettysburg and put yourself in that mindset. And from what I've seen, some of the pictures of her town setups, that's not going to be hard to do. I am super excited personally to see what you guys are going to pull out here, because I mean, the pictures that I've seen, I'm super stoked.
Yeah. And we just got Jenna Thyssen today to sign on. So we've got a Ladies Aid Society. So if that's something that you're interested in, you know, I'll have her contact information up here soon. So we'll have a Ladies Aid Society, which was something that was prevalent in Gettysburg at the time. We'll also have Christine Eady, who will have her tintype shop. So you can come into Gettysburg in 1863 and have your tintype taken. Like, how cool is that?
That's pretty awesome.
She's also going to have, she's going to have like this little picture show, and I can't remember what she called it, but she put it on her own personal page. But she'll have a picture show up too that you can actually see, which was something that was going on in 1863. So I'm super excited about that as well. And I'm hoping to add some other shops and things like that were on Baltimore Street. So
that's exciting. So Jake, to answer your question, yes, there will be 2 battles on Saturday. One is public. The second one is not. And we're not going to talk a lot about that one because that's going to be a lot of fun, but y'all need to just kind of flow with that one as it goes. You're not going to want to miss that. It's going to be super, super awesome. Yes. So I'm bummed you won't be down, Frank. You're all stuck up there in New Jersey. I think Jim approves. All right. So how does one register as a civilian?
Okay. So, sorry.
I'll take the first part because I know what you're going to say. After that, I'll let you handle that. But
okay.
The form on the registration on the website, thepcwa.org. Okay. It's overly complicated. All right. And I have an IT guy working with me as we speak. He is sending me a something we're going to run. We're going to test. We're going to change the whole way this is done right in mid stride because it is that awful. So until we get that up, in the meantime, you're dealing with a crappy form. Don't overthink the form. Just when you go in there, you're going to want to put in a couple of things like, I'm going to let her take it over.
Okay. So when you register as a civilian, it's going to ask you, oh gosh, I wish we had it on our pages. So when you register as a civilian, I want you to join either one of those pages that you're interested in joining. So if you want to join the Pennsylvania Home Front, if you're more interested in the stationary family camp or, artisanal camp, go ahead and I want you to it'll ask you, oh gosh, Dustin, what are the words there again for that? I can look up on the website what the words are for. I think it says something along those lines of what civilian camp you want. And it actually says that. Do you know what I'm talking about?
You mean I'm clicking that crappy form that we're talking about.
Yeah. And it's on there and you can actually register for which camp you want. We found a place that you can actually do that because we include it on our page. Yeah.
You just type in there, keep it, look, use the acronym KISS. Keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah.
You know,
and
really
just type in
simple.
which camp you want. So that way, at least we have it for right
Yeah.
now. But I want you to contact me and tell me where you want to go. So I have it, because I'm going to start an Excel spreadsheet. If you are interested in the Civilians of Baltimore Street scenario, and you are not on you're not in one of the original groups that we listed, I do need you to send me some pictures of your impression, and I need a picture of your setup. That way we can, it is a camp that you have to be approved for, because this, it's just a different way of playing. And we want everybody to come out to the 160th Gettysburg, and we want you to come out and play as you want to play. So it's just a different way of playing. So you can come out and you can play to the highest of standards, or you can come out and play to your standards. Both camps do have standards, but we have, just like the military, like where we have standards, they're just the bare minimum for the family camp. But if you would like to play to higher standards, and actually I have made them more middle of the road for the Civilians of Baltimore camp, I just need you to send me a picture of your impression and your setup so we can get you in there.
And don't be afraid to try something new, guys. Don't let this authentic stuff scare you off.
Right.
There's something for everybody, but this is just another way of doing it.
Right. And the way we have written the standards is we have the best standards, and then we have acceptable standards, and then we have the not acceptable. And you can ask anyone who was in that town of Perryville how welcoming everyone there was, because I promise you, it's not what you're thinking. And the people who are there, it is literally in our mission statement to be accepting and welcoming of everyone, because that's who we are.
There's a stigma attached to progressiveness in the hub, and it just doesn't exist in this aspect. It does. People on the military side are met with some of that crap, and we hate that. And at the PCWA, that isn't what we're about. We're not pushing any of that. I mean, yes, I want authenticity, and I want you to look as best as you possibly can. That does not automatically disqualify you from coming to the event. You have to see it. You have to be exposed to that type of thing. Maybe you don't even realize that exists. And having the opportunity to be a part of that and experience it, that is what's going to, open your mind to something different. Because I'm telling you, it's a completely different experience. So don't be so afraid of taking a step and saying, I want to try this. It's a crazy amount of fun. Really quick. So answer this Facebook user. So if you're a civilian reenactor, do you have to be first person?
So what I'm going to say is, if you're in the Civilians of Baltimore Street, it's going to be encouraged that you're in first person. What I can tell you, the reality, and I can even tell you this for 99% of all, even civilian authentic events, like, yes, are there times that we're all in first person? Yes. Is it all the time? No, it's not. But do we talk about modern politics? No, we don't. But it is very rare that I've been to an event where it is all first person all the time. Now, if you're in the family camp, no, you don't have to be in first person at all. No, but it will be encouraged. And it will probably be, I would say it would be very highly recommended during the scenario. And it would be very difficult to not be in first person during the scenario, because I'm telling you, these scenarios are going to suck you in. And they're going to be very moving.
I can't wait.
I'm pretty excited too.
I'm so excited. All right. So do scenarios encompass soldiers taking your camp belongings?
They are not going to. There was a discussion on a few of our citizens were African American, and because of the fugitive slave laws, there were questions on that coming up, but we have decided that we're not participating in that. So it was a question that it did come up, but no, that is not going to happen in any of these scenarios. So think about it, Gettysburg, 1863. What happened? Were they raided? It was more what was going on with that battle there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Jim, thanks, James. Jim, sorry.
He goes, Yeah, Jim's good. But yes, I think he's right. And this is what we've been trying to talk about here from the very beginning of what taking over Gettysburg. We want to do something completely different. And I think that once we set this standard, I think it'll become the standard going forward, because it's not just the military, and it has been focused mainly on the military, reenacting in general for years and years and years and years. It's really primarily been about the military. There is a civilian side, and you guys do a lot of stuff, but it's never really in conjunction with full-scale battle reenactments.
Yeah.
So I think this is a perfect opportunity to start bringing some of that in together. And because this is an educational opportunity, and this is the way we're looking at this, we're teaching the public. We're exposing you to more than just this military stuff, or what you're typically used to. We want to give you an immersive experience that when you come out, you're not just seeing the military, you're getting that civilian aspect, and but you're also taking something away from it. And it's something that you can connect to on a human level, and it's not just sitting on the sidelines and watching a couple of guys shoot at each other, a couple of guys drop, because after that happens in the real battles, these battlefields were just strewn with dead and wounded and screaming and crying and horrific sights and sounds. And the other thing is too, the medical aspect of the Civil War at reenactments does tend to get overlooked. So I've been talking since the very beginning of this. We've got to get the medical people involved. And the best way to do that is having triage, like immediate triage, like something happening, walking wounded, stretcher bearers, and people cleaning up the battlefield. That requires guys to be willing to stay on the ground for a little while longer. That's not a requirement. If they don't want to do it, or if they're too tired, it's too hot or whatever, don't do it. But if you're able to and you want to, stay out there, because we're going to be digging burial trenches. There's these are cool experiences that you don't get to have a lot at events. And we're showing you the battle from the military side to the medical side and to the civilian impact side. So we're bringing that all together in this event. It's just something that really hasn't really been done before. And we're super, super, super excited.
Yeah. One thing I do want to address, though, because I know that we've had so many people concerned about it, and I've had different units coming to me about it. I want to let you know, if you are an attached civilian, you do not have to stay in a civilian camp. You don't. You can stay with your military unit. If you're cavalry, you can stay with your husbands. If you're military, you can stay with your husbands. I am not forcing anybody to stay in a civilian camp. You can stay wherever you like. If your military unit approves you to stay with your military unit, you absolutely can stay with your military unit. If you are an unattached civilian, you are absolutely more than welcome to come to civilian camp. No one is forced to stay in civilian camps. I know that this has been a big concern. And I know that the whole 2-camp thing has been a concern for people, but I promise you, this 2-camp thing has worked at several events, and Perryville being the most recent, and it's been really successful, and a lot of people really enjoyed it. So
one doesn't take the focus off the other.
Right.
Well, this is what people seem to be missing. And I think this is where some people are worried, like, well, they're just going to be focusing on the authentic side. No, there's going to be thousands of people. And thousands of people are going to be moving through in a cycle. So you're going to be busy doing what it is that you do, and providing your service, whatever that is, medical, civilian, military, whatever that is. But keeping in mind, we have a history trail. Okay, essentially, and this is kind of the first time you're going to hear me talking about this, and this is kind of in the works, but we're doing kind of a history trail. All right, and it's going to take you through all of living history. That includes the civilians of Baltimore, the street. That's going to take you through the home front camp, and it's going to take you up through campaigners. What you're going to see what these guys do, what it was like to be on campaign at Gettysburg. And so as a spectator coming here, you are going to experience so much at this event that you're just going to be like, wow, this is what I've been missing. Because, we want to teach you, we want to show you what the Civil War was like. We want to show you what Gettysburg was like in 1863. And I think this is the best way for us to do that. So really quick, Jake, I'm going to hit some of these comments because I'm going to get behind. There is not a powder ration for infantry. I apologize for that. We just don't have it to be able to do that. There is a powder ration for artillery. No, and you're right, it isn't cheap. Trust me, we understand that. But we are working with GoX Black Powder. They actually may be at the event set up as a sutler. So GoX Black Powder may be here. They actually reached out to me and expressed interest in coming. So we're still working the details out. Thank you for the shout out, Mekaela.
Because you're amazing.
There you go. All right, what do we got? So may I suggest that you find the wonderful book, The Colors of Courage. It is the story of the civilian side. Great book and easy read.
Oh,
cool.
yeah, thank you. I'm definitely going to suggest that to my team. So we see that, Deb, write that one down and put that in our chat.
There you go. A wonderful book. Okay, The Colors of Courage. Check that out. All right, so I'm in the 26th North Carolina, and we usually register as a unit through our treasurer, civilians included. Will this get us in on the civilian groups? Yeah, basically what's going to ultimately happen is, because of our form being as complicated, I think for simplicity reasons, you would want them to kind of maybe register independently so they can
Please.
kind of, register independently so they can fill out which camp they want to be in, which one they want to participate in. And that'll make it a little bit easier for us because of our complicated bullcrap form. So it's just register independently. If you're
and then have them still get in contact with me if you can. And that way, because like I said, right now I'm flying blind because I can't see registration. So if you can have them register independently, that way Dustin can see it, and then have them get in contact with me individually, that would be amazing. So I really would appreciate it.
All right. So what about the mixed military civilian camps? I have mainstream friends coming and they may want to know. I thought we talked about that a little bit.
Yeah. So mixed military civilian. So the military, like if your civilian friends and your military unit allows civilians to camp with you, they can still camp with you. Mm-hmm. Not a problem. No changes there.
I just got a really goofy text message from our Cav guy, John Andy.
Oh, he and I had a talk the other day. I don't know if it's able to be shared or not.
Oh, it is. I'll put it on air. I'll put it on air. This is what he said to me. He goes, "Try not to fart on air. That would be really awkward." I love him. I tell you what, this event would be at such a loss without John and people like you just. Really, you guys all stepping up, and John and the staff and people who have volunteered. There's so many people that have come out and helped us in the field. And honestly, without the support that we have, this would not be happening. So we are so overwhelmed, and grateful for everybody who's pitched in on this. All right. So
thanks, Walter.
Was really cool. All right. So Perryville was an amazing event. Whoever that was.
I was I was in charge of the authentic camp there, and then Jessica Johnson, who is also super amazing. She was the overall Perryville coordinator. So I've been in contact with her about this event because I'm like, what do I do? And what did you run into? And she's been a big help. I really appreciate her.
And the really cool thing that's happening is kind of like a side saddle to this whole thing is you guys are bringing other sutlers that I didn't even know about. Like sutlers are reaching out to me now, knowing that you guys are doing what you're doing.
Yeah,
they're like, we want to come to this event now. Like,
yeah,
I didn't even know that existed. So we're gonna have more sutlers at this event than we anticipated, and that's great because there's plenty of room. We can
I was super excited to hear from Mac this weekend, and then Amazon Dry Goods and all of that. So.
Authenticity is important, and it is. Hey, Casey, so Casey wants to know what your email is, Mekaela.
It's mekaela.carter@gmail.com. So if you can see my name, how it's spelled on there, or if you can find me on Facebook, it's my first name last name @gmail.com.
There you go. All right. I'm also looking to move from military to civilian. In military with the 26th, I am the lieutenant colonel, need a wounded Confederate officer. We do need some wounded officers, and
absolutely.
You guys will be getting worked on.
Yeah, just message me, or if you're looking to stay military but you're wanting to be wounded, reach out to Trevor and Bob, and when I talk to them, then we can get some things set up.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, yay!
That's awesome. That's the stuff that keeps me going right there. And I get messages like this every single day, and I really do appreciate it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so that's great. That makes me feel really good. Any chance of a funeral? The Soldier's Prayer Book has a funeral service in it. I'm the USCC
I
chaplain.
don't think it happened during the battle. So you might have
Mm,
seen them like afterwards, but I don't think it would have happened during the 3 days that we would have been there.
yeah, he said we answered his question already, but I'm not
Oh,
sure.
okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Because know that there was like some accounts where like they're talking about like the stench for months and months and months afterwards. So I think it would have been something that they would have waited for it to calm down, right? Like, so the 3 days that the battle's going on, not necessarily something I think that they would have been doing until they're like, okay, now we know things have chilled out. And then it would have been like mass funerals, maybe. I don't have a ton of information, but I'm sure somebody else does.
Yeah, who is this Facebook user? You have period shovels and hose and a gun box coffin you're welcome to use.
Oh,
That's great. We need to know that stuff, so I need to know who you are.
all I know is I'm ready to be digging some ditches, but I don't know if I'm allowed to or not.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we got permission. There's going to be, listen, let's talk about this right now because I want to be very clear.
Mm-hmm.
These landowners are amazing, 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 amazing people. I'm not blowing smoke up their butts. They really genuinely are great people. And they care about their property immensely. Yeah. They take immense care of that. It is beautiful out there for a reason because they take really good care of it. So when we're digging burial trenches, we're digging fire pits, we're going to take very good care at removing the topsoil, the sod, and we're going to move it aside. And we're going to set it somewhere where it's not going to get trampled on. And we're going to be very careful that when we put it all back, it looks as good as when we found it. So I need to emphasize that. Be very mindful when we're out there taking care of and digging holes and trenches because these guys are giving us permission to do these things. We're going to be very, very, very respectful in how we handle this property. In the past, in the big events in the past, and I'm not going to mention any blue-gray associations or anything like that. I'm not going to mention anything like that. But in the past, there have been organizations who did not return property back the way it should have been returned. I don't know who it was, to be honest with you. And I don't want to get into all that, but I do know that there were some complaints in the past. That is not going to happen at this place. I don't care if I have to live there for a month afterwards. It's just, so I need everybody here to take their best care when they're digging your fire pits, when you're digging your burial trenches or whatever, that's going to get returned back exactly the way it was when you found it. So go ahead. You were going to say something. I apologize.
Oh, I was just going to say, it was pointed out to me recently that the women necessarily weren't helping dig the burial trenches during those 3 days. It wasn't until possibly later. So that's the only reason why I'm hesitant for myself to be digging it, even though I'm like, yes, I want to dig graves. But until there is documentation to say that the women were, I'm hesitant. So even though I really want to. Well, maybe I can do it when the public's not there. I'm like, yes, let me dig a hole.
We'll give you a body to throw in there. I'm sure
yes.
There'll be one or two. So can you move from one camp to another to participate in the scenarios?
If you are juried in, yes, we are absolutely allowing day trippers to come in. But we do ask that the people who are day tripping in be juried in for those scenarios.
She's ordering the book.
Yay! Allie's on my team there, so she's also the one that said, "Hey, pretty lady."
Right, so we already have it. I'm not sure who this Facebook user is.
Is that one of my team members? Maybe.
I'm not sure. So guys, when you're, I hate to ask you to do this when you're commenting on when it's live like this, we can't always see who you are. It shows up as Facebook user. So just go ahead and put your name in behind it. I'll be the first to say that I heard about the no ball during the event, but I'm excited to try something new. So let's talk about that a little bit.
So,
I'm glad my wife brought that up.
So we're talking about a social. So this is what we did at Perryville. And really what it is we're just going to get together on Saturday night and everybody just kind of gathered together like at the town center, not necessarily the civilians of Baltimore Street, but probably closer to the activities tent. And everybody just kind of got together and just hung out with old friends. And that's kind of like what usually happens at the ball at a lot of these events anyways. I just felt that we're there to remember the Battle of Gettysburg, right? Remembrance Day, that's the time for your balls. That's the time for your teas. I felt that this was more of a somber event to not be having a ball. But then again, like I said, and we all kind of made fun of it, but there was still music at Perryville, and that's because people brought their instruments. And somebody started calling dances, and people still dance, and that was okay. It was more just to get together on Saturday night and to catch up with your friends. And I still want that to happen. I just didn't think a ball felt appropriate for the event.
Yeah, and honestly, I tend to agree with you on this. This is a tough one for me. I'm going to be honest, okay? Because coming up in the hobby as a mainstreamer, because that's what I mean, I really was. I was on the mainstream side of the hobby my entire reenacting career, and I had a blast. I was part of a unit that did take our standards a little bit more seriously. So mainstream, yeah, we came out with our cots. We were comfortable in our tents, okay, and things of that nature. But our camp still looked really good, and we can achieve the same thing. That being said, I really did enjoy when civilians or spectators left, and we'd go up to the tent, and you could be social and hang out and listen to music and kind of just relax a little bit. You know what I mean? And I thought that was a really cool thing. But hearing it from a different perspective, and again, this is why it's so important that we're open-minded about trying other aspects of the hobby. Having a social and letting things kind of happen organically, to me, maybe the way they would have, seems so much more interesting to me. Seems like it would be so much more fun. Like, I think I would be so much more exciting to go to hang out at this social, and somebody, brought their banjo, or they whatever they play, whatever, fiddle, drum, I don't care. And it just turned into this fun thing. Yeah, okay. It's, camps are closed and it's just for us. I think that would be a lot of fun. Having that happen more like naturally and organic seems like a much more fun experience to me.
It was a blast at Perryville. Like, everybody was just having a great time. It is too early because I need to still talk to Trevor and Bob, and I'm hoping that'll happen on Wednesday. When I have an answer, they'll be the ones to announce that.
Yeah, this is something that I had thought of, and I do feel like this is kind of being glossed over a little bit because these guys have incredible setups as well, and they have a story to tell. So we also have to do the best that we can. Let me ask you, let's talk this out a little bit. Okay. Part of me doing these things is because I want transparency. Allowing these guys to be a part of that is part of the whole idea. In events past, hasn't living history, the whole living history has actually encompassed both Union and Confederate.
Right.
Mm-hmm. That's how it's been. So, I mean, if we do a Pennsylvania home front and civilians of Baltimore Street, it does seem like we're leaving that side out, and we don't want to be doing that.
So our family camp can be both. At Perryville, we had both military coming through. We did not discriminate on who could come in and who could not. So, and that would be a little bit of conflict of interest typically. And I do know that there are some living history towns that they don't allow any military in because typically you would have to fight because you're now in an authentic area. But we decided to go ahead and let that go. But yeah, you can absolutely come in. You can, if you have, let's say that your family is in that town, right? Come in and visit your family. Please come in and visit your family. It doesn't matter if you are blue, gray, doesn't matter. Come in and visit your family. Come hang out during the day. You just can't stay the night. The thing is, we're in the North. So that's the only reason why we have those names, right? So we're not trying to ignore either side. We are just representing Gettysburg.
Yeah. So we are, you're on the radar. All right. You guys are on the radar. And we're going to work, and this is going to happen pretty quickly because it has to. So once Trevor and Doc Sontag and all them get this all kind of worked out, we'll put that out. So it was a good question. Thank you for that. So yes, and this is again, thank you, Randall. This is exactly why we're doing this. And we kind of want to relight that fire, man. So, Facebook user, no funerals during the battle and too many bodies. Most were shallow mass graves. Totally true.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think that really having a funeral is as neat as it would be to see, again, appropriate for Gettysburg, probably not. Super excited about the direct. Thanks, dude.
Yay.
Absolutely. Thank you. I appreciate that. That keeps us fired up. All right, let's see. We got more here. My campaigner company will definitely take care of the woods where we camp. I know you, Shane. I have no doubt in my mind you will police your guys up. So Clayton is curious about Jenny Wade.
So we are not actually going to portray anyone individually. Usually, I know that people come in. You have Lincolns. You have you have people who do portray people individually, right? But we are not going to be portraying anyone individually. Also, it would be a really short portrayal, right? Like she would be done. Like, yeah, here she is, and now she's gone.
Yep.
So,
Mekaela, thank you so much for joining the team and everything you're doing. Everything sounds so exciting. She can't wait.
Thanks,
just so
Lisa.
you know, a quick introduction. Lisa is a part of the PCWA staff. She is helping us with fundraising and things of that nature. Her hands have been tied behind her back. Thanks, IRS. Appreciate you. But anyway, she lives out in Oregon, and she'll be coming to the event. She'll be like her first time like over in this neck of the woods. So she's a good friend of mine. I love Lisa to death. So we're super excited to have her come over.
Yeah. Oh, speaking about being in that neck of the woods, should I say what my plans are for next month?
Oh, absolutely. By all means, do it.
Okay, so next month, you guys are having the walkthrough on the 11th, and as of right now, my plans are to be there on the morning of the 12th. So I am hosting, as long as everything works out, and right now it looks like it's going to, I'm planning on hosting coffee with me on the square. There's that one little coffee shop that's tucked back in the square. So anybody who would have questions for me, or if you'd like to meet me in person, I will be there on the morning of the 12th, and you guys can come meet me in Gettysburg.
That sounds awesome. I'm going to come meet you.
Yeah.
You're buying me coffee.
Oh, you think? You think? No, I think you owe me a coffee at this point.
I think I do, but you're so much better than me. You're so much better than everybody. Hello.
Well, we knew that. Also, I will cut you.
I have no doubt. I'm staying away from that. All right, so
yeah, there's a funny story, but
yes,
I did cut somebody at an event for anybody who would like to know, and he got 6 stitches.
Yeah, and she did it intentionally. That's the other part that's scary. All right,
I did.
Cut a bitch. So, Marty Thompson, surgeon of the 5th and 7th North Carolina. I have the tools. I also asked the question about the location of the Confederate Medical. Apologies for not showing my profile. No worries. It's not your fault. It's Facebook.
We talked there for a second. I wanted to get back to you just a couple of days, but I was traveling all this weekend, so I apologize because I did mean to get back to you on Sunday, and then I ended up in the car all day on Sunday. So I'm sorry.
All right. So if you are camped in the military camp or family camp, adult, not children, can you come to the scenario?
Yes, you can come to the scenario. Woo! But again, anyone who wants to participate in the scenarios, should actually be in the scenarios, we do ask that you be juried in, but you definitely can just come visit during the day. If you just want to come visit and not be part of the scenarios, please come visit during the day. We would love to have you.
There you go.
I hope that answers your question.
All right. So I like the more somber updates to the event, not the worn out pattern or balls and tees while battle.
Oh, thanks, Randall. Yeah, thanks.
That's exactly what we're trying to do. I'll find a way to get you to campaign. Oh, dude, no, bro. I'm all about it. I want to give it a shot. Who doesn't love sleeping on sticks and rocks?
I do. I will sleep in some dirt. I will be like, look at that pile of dirt. I'm gonna sleep in it. And I'll do it in a corset.
Yeah, I know you would. You're hardcore like that.
That's my girl right
There you
there.
go.
We were talking
There you
this
go.
morning. We were talking about our Appalachian dialect that we both have.
Mm-hmm.
Cutting a rug and reckoning and
Reckoning.
hollering and
Waiting for that.
wallering.
I'm waiting for that Kentucky to come out of you just yet. It will.
Well,
Give it time.
it's because I'm talking to you.
Yes, the IRS. Ah. All right.
I am the man.
You are the man. You are it. You are the shit. After 21 years of being sidelined, this will be my first big event and sound like an amazing
Oh,
Why have
awesome.
you been sidelined, Clayton? Tell us a little bit about that. What put you on the sidelines? Sorry, I had to leave for a bit. Is there any amount of powder we'll dude, I don't know. You want to reach out to the medical staff for that, or military. Yeah, reach out to the medical because you burned a hole in your ass because you carry too much powder with you. No, reach out to, if you're federal, reach out to Mike Lavis. If you're Confederate, reach out to Chris Anders. They can answer that stuff. I'm pretty much staying out of the military stuff. Those guys are more than capable. They do not need me nitpicking them. They are on top of it. So military questions, excuse me. Pardon. Military questions, you can direct them to the military guys. I'm just an event coordinator, bro. All right. Why not meet at Cottage?
I think that's the place I'm talking about, right? Isn't that the place that is it in the corner there on the square? Like it's tucked away back in the corner?
We'll wait for her to answer that question. All right. I'm not sure. All right. She bounced in the process of that cutting tool.
Oh, I didn't bounce. No, I stabbed him.
She says. She said.
Oh, no, no, I know what she's talking about. So like, he he tackled me when I had my knife and I bounced on the ground, and that's what she's laughing about because I had so many petticoats and padding. I bounced and
then you cut.
Oh, okay.
Terry
I don't know. I just picked that one just because like it was usually like always like never busy, so that's why it is good. I'm also recovering from being in Youngstown over the weekend, and I had to say to one of my clients for work, I had to say Louisville and instead of Louisville, like you should say it, and I was like, ooh, that's gross. You want to hear how I cut him?
Tell the story. Go ahead.
All right. Actually, this is how I met. This is the weekend I met Bobby Small. So one of my guy friends, I had a knife on me and the Confederate Army decided to charge at civilians. And I held my knife out and I said no. Well, my friend said, here, hold my gun. I will handle this. And I thought he was smart enough to know that when I say no, no means no. So I held my knife away from me so we both didn't get cut. And he tackled me and we both fell on the ground and he grabbed a hold of my knife. Well, it cut into his finger deep enough all the way down to the bone. And I had to take him to the hospital where he got 6 stitches. The doctor's report said guy and girl get into knife fight and guy got 6, or girl won. Guy, girl get into knife fight, girl won. And he got 6 stitches. We're still friends. He got married recently and I thought about getting his wife a knife for their wedding present.
I saw the little pendant thing. That was pretty funny.
Yeah. So when I'm wearing my pendant that says I will cut you during Gettysburg, just mind yourself of that.
Oh, here's Bobby. This is Bobby. That's why we became friends.
He witnessed it, and apparently while me and my friend were on the ground wrestling over this knife, someone was holding a shotgun to my friend's back, and a little dog in a greatcoat watched on, and this is not even a joke.
All right, sounds my grandmother, who was a Kentucky mountain woman who would cut someone.
I am the 4th great granddaughter of both Aunts Hatfield and Randall McCoy.
No shit, come on.
Not even joking. That is absolute fact.
That's wicked cool. Hey, I was actually at the Hatfield McCoy sites. We toured them.
Yeah.
And that was amazing. We're going to talk about this. So when we hang up, when we close the show, don't go anywhere. You stay put.
Sure.
That's water. I don't want to get cut. All right. So are any United States, what is that? United States USSC being, is that?
You mean USSCT?
Are you talking about the U.S. colored troops? If that's what you're talking about. I don't think there were. I don't think there were any. There were no colored troops at Gettysburg, were there? I don't
I
think there were any
thought they
U.S.
formed
troops
in
there.
64. Maybe I'm wrong.
And I don't think there weren't any. There were no actually organized colored troops. Excuse me, pardon. Yeah, Dr. Pepper is killing me. At Gettysburg, but I will tell you, I did want to, and this is something that I thought about doing in the past, and we haven't really talked about it. I would love to have colored people portrayed here because they were very negatively impacted. I mean, not just obviously by the Civil War, but I mean in Gettysburg there were free blacks who lived in Gettysburg who
There will be some civilians.
Well, good.
But the thing is, they were actually, there was only one that was there during the war though, and she hid out for all 3 days because and Vanessa Shepperson did her research on this, and she actually informed me about it over the weekend. So they actually cleared out before the war came because of the fugitive slave law, because you're only 8 miles from the Maryland border. Am I correct there? Or you're very close. So because you're so close to a border, because of the fugitive slave laws, a lot of them cleared out at the time. So there was only one free person of color in Gettysburg during the battle, and she hid out in the entire 3 days.
Okay.
So it's not something that would have been prevalent during the battle, but yeah, there will be free people of color represented in the civilians of Baltimore Street.
Outstanding. Good. Mm-hmm. All right. Medical issues that ended. This is why he was sidelined. So, okay. Oh, geez. And looked like a prisoner from Andersonville at 6'5", 130. Not a good look. Healthy now and at 230. Good. Just a bald Irishman. Some relatives involved against. Outstanding. I'm glad you're on the mend, my friend. Your staff shirt should say.
I will cut you.
Instead of event staff, it'll say the United States Sanitary Commission.
Okay. So
we're boneheads.
Asked Jenna Thyssen about that. I think it was really a ladies' aid society from just the very quick Google search that I did today. But Jenna Thyssen is your lady, and she's going to be organizing the ladies' aid society there.
Boom. Mic drop. All right, they were formed pre-Gettysburg and fought at Fort Wagner, not Gettysburg. Yeah. Okay, they answered that question again from the Facebook user. Not the Christian Commission. There were no. Yep. Okay, we're just going to rock and roll down through here. I think Peggy's talking. Yep. Nope. 8 miles from Mason Dixon line. There you go. U.S. colored troops were mainly down south, 54th Master and Battery Wagner. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Yes. Ladies' Aid Society, the Christian and Sanitary Commission came after the battle was over. Bam. All right, guys. Do you have any more questions for either myself or Mekaela? Mekaela, tell people how they can best get a hold of you. Best times.
Facebook. Yeah. Well, best times, there is no best time. My schedule is all over the place. Really, Messenger is probably your best bet. Even if you get me and you're not my friend, I will do my best to get back with you within a couple of days. Like I said, my work schedule, it's all over the place. So I do my best to get back to everybody as fast as I can. And I just appreciate everybody's patience and understanding in that.
Absolutely. My wife says thank you. She cannot wait to meet you.
Yeah, I can't wait to meet you either.
All right. Sign me presently.
But Peggy, I don't think they were present in Gettysburg at the time. So like I said, they were around, they just weren't necessarily in Gettysburg.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, so I can't even speak on that. All right. Since there's a medical coordinator now, will there be a separate page?
I'm not sure. When I talk to them, I don't know. Like I said, I don't have an answer for you yet today.
Again, I think this is getting confused. Mekaela is the overall coordinator for Living History and the civilians, just civilians, Living History. No?
Yes, civilians.
Yeah.
No, civilians. I don't know.
She,
My title is civilian coordinator.
she is going to be working directly with Trevor and Doc Sontag.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll get that stuff all squared away, guys. It's not lost on anybody. It is really on our radar. So don't overthink it. Don't worry too much.
Right.
You guys are all going to be in the mix in a very big way. So don't worry too much.
If the event was tomorrow, I would be concerned. But we still have a couple of months, and I know it's getting close. But if it was tomorrow, I would be worried if we didn't have a place to put you. But we still have some time.
We do, and it's going to be good because you guys, like I told you, if anybody who's watched me and doing these lives for the months and months on end that I've been doing them, I talk about it all the time. I really want to get medical staff involved because you were such a massive part of this post-battle scenarios, and it's overlooked way too much. So trust me, it's on my radar. We got you. All right. That goes for you too, Tom. Oh, yeah. Do you like it? I like it. I like it a lot. Thank you. That was not even like Doc Holliday. I'm your Huckleberry. I do like it. My wife decided one day that I needed a change, and this is what we came up with. What do you think, Mekaela? Do you like it? No?
Sure. I don't know what it was before. Like, I don't think I paid too much attention. If actually, you say so.
What it was before was I had a full goatee, like a Fu Manchu, like a whole thing.
Oh, okay.
It was like I had a big old beard, you know. Yeah, it was.
Well, like I said, I've got green hair here. I don't know if you can see it on camera or not, but yeah, I've got green hair.
No, I can't tell actually on camera that you have green hair. It doesn't look like it. Oh, there it does. You look like the Grinch.
Well, you know, I'm taking away people's balls and teeth, so I am the Civil War Grinch.
I know. Look at you, man, coming in here and mixing everything up.
I know.
You should be ashamed of yourself, but you know you are better than everybody else. So.
Well, you know that's what I hear people saying. So.
Well,
I'm just gonna go be better than everybody else.
No, you should do that.
That's an inside joke, anybody. I really don't think I'm better than everybody else. It was something that somebody said about me one time. Total inside joke.
My wife is talking about my stash. I love how unique it is and how not everyone has it. You pull it off. I don't know if I pull it off or not.
Well, you're pulling on it at least.
I look rough right now. I'm tired, exhausted. I look like I got slapped in the face. Monica loves your hair, by the way.
Oh, all right, thanks.
All right, guys. Anybody that wants to get in touch with me, can you please stop doing it past like 9 o'clock at night? I mean, messaging me at like 10:30, 11 o'clock last night was a little much. I do my best to get back to everybody as soon as I possibly can. But I don't really want to be answering questions about, you know, who's registered at 11:30 at night. I want to be trying to get some sleep or spending some time with my family. So, you know, this is the first you've heard me say that. I've been very good at answering questions even that late at night, but I'm trying to balance a little bit of my home life with my work and Gettysburg stuff. So just past 9 o'clock, please just wait till tomorrow. All right. I'd appreciate if you could do that.
Guess what?
Or if you're going to message me, I'm probably not going to answer. You can send the message. I will. My phone's going to be on silent, so don't get butthurt if I don't answer you until the next time.
I was just about to tell you, there's a button on your phone. It's a power button. You can turn it off.
Yeah, but it's also my alarm clock. My phone is my alarm clock, so we would have problems. But guys, look, you know, just in general, there's been a lot going on, and people. Doing an event like this, it's a massive undertaking. It's no one person could do this, and without incredible people like Mekaela and Bobby stepping up and Johnny Indy and my staff and you know, all the people, I could thank 100 people right now. You know, Lee, my buddy Lee has been he has been there with me in the trenches from day one. I couldn't do this without all of you. And we love each and every one of you. And without you reenactors, without you guys doing all of what you're doing, we wouldn't even exist. So thank you all so much for doing what you do, because we couldn't do it without you. And we are sincerely grateful for everything that you guys do. And we try to reflect that in like registration fees and keeping it low and keeping it very affordable so people can actually come out and enjoy this without feeling like they're strapping themselves, and we're going to continue that trend when we move into Virginia to do things like other events that we're not going to talk about just yet. But be excited, because I'm super excited to move past Gettysburg. Can't wait to get to Gettysburg. Excited, but we have some things coming up here that might be super, super, super awesome. And it's exciting. Oh, guys, before I forget, we have a workaround. All right. So as you all know, I have some really, really, really cool things to raffle off, right? We've talked about this. I'm going to be raffling off this beautiful Enfield musket. And we have this beautiful pack here that Scott Fink donated to the organization, completely loaded out with a bedroll, it's packed with goodies. Excuse me. Todd Welsh donated a bayonet scabbard, some other accoutrements like cartridge box, belt. Dude, we got the whole thing. But everybody knows that we've been kind of waiting on the IRS, and unfortunately, we can't do certain things until we have a certain status. And really quick, a Cliff Notes abbreviated version of what happened is I owned the East Donegal Historic Preservation Association from 2001. We put on the Battle of Maytown. Some folks in this chat might have been there. And we've put on other events since then, smaller things. But we transferred our 501c3 from that organization to this one. And it's just been a nightmare ever since, because COVID hit. And then once that happened, everything just kind of went up in the air. It's been a mess, and we're still trying to filter through that. But we have a workaround. So I'm going to show you, because I didn't have it queued up. Excuse me. Our good friend Bobby Small came up with a really good idea. And what we're going to do, for anybody, can you see this? Can you see, Mekaela? Is that clear on the screen? I can't tell.
Barely.
Well, because
yeah.
I did something stupid. Okay. All right. You see this? These are bracelets. And we're going to sell these hideous bracelets for $20 a piece. What? $20 a piece? But that $20 bracelet will enter you for a chance to win a free Enfield musket, or a secondary prize, or a secondary not raffle. It's not a raffle. A secondary free item for a $5 green bracelet will get you entered for an opportunity to win a free pack with accoutrements. So that is how we're going to work around it. Stay tuned. Watch the website, thepcwa.org. Okay. And we will go live with our bracelets, and we'll send you a nice black or blue or green bracelet, but that will get you entered for a chance to win a free musket, a beautiful 1863, I think it is, replica musket. Look at
So you mean I can shoot somebody too?
You're not getting anywhere near this. We
I
know
already have
what
a
you
pea
do
shooter
with weapons, but this is it, guys. This could be yours with your purchase of a PCWA bracelet. So stay tuned for that, guys. That will be coming out here very soon. I will probably make that announcement. Go ahead. Come on in here and show that. My wife has this pack. Look at this, guys. This is the pack that Scott donated. It is fully loaded, guys.
Nice.
There's all kinds of goodies in here. I'm not going to tell you what it is. You got to get entered for your chance to win this pack and that musket and some other accoutrements. So it is going to be a good time. Super, super excited about that. So stay tuned. We'll get that going. All right, guys, it has been an hour. Oreos. What? What are you talking about, Hootie? This is my friend Hootie. What?
He's wanting to know if you have Oreos because you're always eating them.
I don't know. No Oreos. Oh, no, what he said. Oh, okay. No, what he's saying is this looks like Oreos. Yes, that does look like a pile of Oreos. No, they're bracelets, and we're going to sell the bracelets, okay, for $20. A different color for like $5 or $10. We'll figure out what that's going to be. But those will get you entered for a chance to win a free musket or a free set of accoutrements and a backpack. It's so cool. Funnel cakes are delicious. Stop it. Quit making fun. Oh, Mike says pack it with cookies. Mike wants it packed with cookies. Okay. All right, guys. So that's going to do it. We appreciate everybody for coming on here and hanging out. Thank you so much thank you to BB3 TV. Guys, go check them out on Facebook. They're also on YouTube. BB3 TV over on YouTube. Lots of great programming over there, guys. Check out Paranormal Brew. And guys, I will be back with my show off the cuff here, but once I get through Gettysburg, we'll do that. Please, if you haven't done it already, share this out to your groups, guys. There's so much information on here. We answered a ton of questions. Please share this video out there to your groups and get the word out there, because we answered a lot here tonight. And we want to make sure that we're getting this out to the right people. So please go ahead and do that. And again, if you have any questions, you know how to get a hold of Mekaela. You know how to get a hold of me. We're always here for you guys. We're doing this for you guys. So again, thank you so much, and we appreciate it. Until next time, we will see you guys later. Take care.
Bye. Thanks.